Good morning, Milan.
I got the coffee on, brother.
Was that Big Kingy a dream, or did you catch a Big Kingy yesterday?
I got a Big Kingy now. It's either do you want to catch a Big Kingy or do you want to go home?
Well, that's up for debate.
It's your call on that one.
This Lateral Line fishing mission is picking up right where we left off last time around. Last time around, the boys packed up and headed out on a 2-day long camping and fishing adventure. We spent a big day on the water in less than ideal weather conditions. We got beaten up, if I'm honest, but the boys did their best, and Milan managed to catch what I believe is the biggest kingfish caught to date on the Lateral Line. And if you're Milan and Nato, then yesterday was about as good as life gets. So today we are looking to duplicate that, to repeat that, only today is all about the cameraman. Today I'm going to do my absolute best to do exactly what Milan done and hook into a big kingfish. And thinking about it, I haven't caught a big kingfish since our very last fishing trip on board Sojourn, which was very nearly 2 years ago. And to say that I create a YouTube channel where predominantly we chase and catch big kingfish, and then I say I haven't caught a kingfish in 2 years, something isn't quite right. So on this one, I'm trying to correct that. And this one is proudly brought to you by Wise Angler Hooks. By buying Wise Angler Hooks and fishing with Wise Angler Hooks, you will be directly supporting myself and Milan, giving us the time and energy that we need to create the Lateral Line. And for that, chur, my brothers and sisters, it is very, very much appreciated.
Man, the kingy's going to be stacked in there, bro. Oh, you pulled the hook.
Oh, this thing goes reverse.
Yeah, I got to get it serviced. I fish it too much. Wow, there's some kahawai there. It's thick. Nice bait, Nato. I love it when the kahawai are pushed in hard on the island like that. How's it feel to be a fisherman, Nato?
Slimy.
Gotta love the slime.
Bit nervous, Milan.
Bit nervous, you reckon?
What happens if I hook one like you hooked?
You're gonna get railed, brother.
I'll be laughing the whole time, even though I'll be in immense pain. Oh, my livey's in a big school of kahawai now.
Oh, what happened? Pulled the bait off?
Hold the bait. Gutted.
But you did wait.
There was weight there, but
Wait a little bit longer.
The kahawai.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't wait till I was like 100% that's a kingy and then hit it. I was just like, if he's got it, I got him.
Maybe he had it in his mouth. It was a big bait.
Big bait, yeah.
First bait eaten and nothing for Nato. But we're here for the 2 or 3 hours, so we've got a good chance of getting a fish, I reckon. Spinners back out and seeing if we can pull another kahawai out. And look at that, he's in straight away. Better bait this time? Well, there's no such thing as a bad bait.
Hopefully it's a little bit smaller. I think the hookup rate's a bit better with a smaller one, right?
Yeah. Beautiful bait. Get that one in the boat, Nato. Gotta be a kingy here, bro. Has to be. There he is, right in the middle of the school. Big brown one.
How far back?
In the middle of all that car wire. Big brown one. Closer to the rock now.
I'll just let my live bait go back.
Massive fish, bro. Massive fish coming up towards us. Close to the rock. Close to the rock. On the white water on the edge of the rock.
Can you see him on the screen?
I reckon that was him feeding just then. Just a matter of time then. There he is, right in the end of that white water. Right on that white water. Good, bro. Finally ate. You got him?
Yep.
Woohoo! It worked, Nato. I'm on the wheel.
Got the wheel?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We saw him.
Well, we saw our fish. Woo! I don't think it's got quite the horsepower of your one, brother.
Take two from the first fish to the second fish. He might wake up and go yet.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not capable of that. I'll just pressure him until he decides he wants to go.
Okay, we're out of gear and we're just drifting now, brother.
Hey Milan, I've hooked the kingfish.
You have hooked a kingfish. You haven't hooked a kingfish for a while.
Well, I got one on Kingsley's boat, but that wasn't really that was a soft bait rod and a soft bait sized fish. This is like a
proper fish.
saltiga sized fish. Well, that might not be as big as I think.
Well, you're not exactly getting a lot of line on him.
Nah, but I'm just happy at this stage of the game.
Oi, oi. Waking up a little bit. It could be a good one, Nato.
Yeah, it's starting to put some hurt on me. The boat's leaning over. Hey.
It's not like you're gaining lots, bro.
I hope it's that big dark one that you've seen.
He's at the cool fish. It was a good idea to give you a turn, I reckon. Now I can see what it feels like.
Hey, you're not going to the bottom, brother.
He might be going to the bottom. It might be another big one, bro.
Yeah, well, the first 30 seconds, I was like, it's not a jumbo.
And now you can't lift him up off the bottom, just like my one.
Hey, wait, didn't you want to go home this morning?
No, you wanted to go home this morning. I wanted to go fishing.
I want to go hunting tomorrow as well.
Well, you can go hunting tomorrow now. You just might be a bit sorer. First fish since Sojourn, eh, on a live bait?
A first real one.
Yeah.
First one that's pulled line off a 20,000 saltiga.
The idea was to go and catch a carwai and just pull it backwards and forwards past the rock because we knew the fish were here in the carwai schools. And the plan worked. Took a while. Nice drifting out.
Oh, fat fish, bro.
They're all fat.
He's coming home too.
Deep hook.
Yeah, we might be calling this one a little bit early. I'll use your footage. Well, we wanted something to eat. I didn't want to take your one home. It's definitely not Milan's monster, but the boys want to eat, and that thing is hooked a little bit deep and there's blood pumping out of it, so I think that's going to end our day. And Milan has some footage that I will beef this one up with. Wicked! Check out my kingy, Milan.
It's a beautiful kingfish. Considering you haven't caught one for a while, any kingfish is a beautiful kingfish.
Yeah, mate. The plan was to go back in half an hour's time anyway to get the right tide, to get the boat out of the water without any hiccups, so we might as well use up that half an hour and try and get a big one. What do you reckon?
Always got to catch a big one, even though you just caught a big one, to see if we can catch a behemoth.
And we've got a chili bin and everything, right? So
we've got chili bin and ice.
Yep,
I've got ice there too.
All right, let's do it.
Well, Nato, I think you've had your time.
And what a time it was.
Got to get back on the beach, so we can't afford to stay out too long today because it's pretty soft getting down onto the beach. So we thought we'd just pop out and have a little morning fish on the just before the high tide. Now it's back to camp, pack up, and slowly mosey our way back down the coast. What a wonderful trip it was.
Yup. I caught a fish.
You caught a good fish.
I'm going to have to be honest here and say that I've forgotten how hard kingfish fight, because when that fish popped to the surface, I was like, is that it? Is that it? But in all fairness, I guess that is why people travel from all over the world to New Zealand to catch the mighty yellow-tailed kingfish, because they are renowned as some of the hardest fighting fish in the ocean. Now, Milan has made a fishing video, which I'm going to tag onto the end of this video. But before that, chur, my brothers and sisters, thank you all so very, very much for watching this video, liking the videos, and subscribing to our channel, because you do what you do. Myself and Milan get to go out on the water, have fun, and create lateral line fishing missions. And one more thing before I go. My partner Claire with an I has created some more lateral line merch in time for Christmas. She's taken another one of Milan's hand-drawn fish, and you can now get that on a t-shirt, a hoodie, or whatever you want. And to any of you legends out there that support us by buying some merch, chur. See you all again on the 15th of next month.
Well, what a couple of weeks it's been. The water temps are rising, and I believe the fish are going to start moving and feeding. I think it's a hard ask to try and keep your finger on the pulse when you're not out on the water, and your only source of information is coming from your phone or other anglers having fantastic catches up and down the country. I'm constantly falling back on history of when the fishing was good in different fishing locations, and there's even a group of us that keep the information flowing that all fish different parts of the country. But not many people enjoy fishing the same places we do. So the only way to find the fish is fish as much as you physically can and as many spots as possible. And for me, that's one of the parts I love the most, being able to move around the country exploring these shallow water hideouts looking for signs of big fish. Being on the water allows you to really understand what's going on. You can see the schools of bait, understand water temps and water quality, and what wildlife is around, like seabirds, dolphins and whales. Understanding all these elements is pretty important, as you may not be catching fish, but you know that on any given day you could have some of the best fishing of your life. So staying in the area and constantly fishing these spots, as you know from the past, the fish will show up at some time soon. And all it can take is the water going up at just a couple of degrees or a couple of tide changes to clean up the water. Exploring is the key. Going out, hoping to catch a fish, but really you're just there to have a look and see what's going on. I do a lot of exploring in the harbours at low tide. I think I enjoy it just as much as the fishing, as wildlife of any type for me is just as awesome. The sand flats are covered in nature, and it's incredible what you can find on the sand or in the water left behind from the falling tide. Years ago, I believed all the fish in the harbour went out with the tide and then came back with the tide. But exploring the shallows really made me understand fish stay in the back of the harbours, just waiting for the tide to turn to get back up on the flats. So exploring the shallows is so important to understand where the fish are, and you can quickly start to see where the snapper and trevally are, and the channels that are left behind store all of the bait, and if you can see that, you know that kingfish won't be far behind. Imagine if you could take all the water away at high tide from your favourite fishing spot, so you could get a proper clear picture of the structure, and I think you would quickly understand where the currents hit and where the fish are and where they're feeding. Nathan and I talk about this all the time when we're out fishing. Imagine just now you could remove all the water and you could see what's going on right now. As sometimes you could move 50 metres and you could go from a fishless day to some of the best fishing you've ever had. Maybe that's what is so cool about fishing, the unknown, just going out, doing what you love. And it might be awesome or it might be fishless. But for some reason, catching no fish doesn't make it a bad day fishing. It just makes us work harder to go back and try again until you get it right and everything comes together and you catch something incredible. With spring here and the water temps coming up, the fishing is getting better and better by the day. We've been fishing some locations pretty hard of late and we've had some okay fishing. But now those locations should be on fire. You see Nathan and I fishing similar areas, and that's because you just have to go and fish them over and over until you get those incredible days where it all comes together and you get to film nature doing what it does best. Making the lateral line is such an amazing experience, and it allows us to spend lots of time doing what we love to do. I love fishing, and Nathan, he loves fishing and filming. And we want to showcase the most incredible days. But to find them, we have to fish consistently in similar areas. We hope in the future we will have a fishing vessel that allows us to stay on the water for days at end, to fish further afield, and we have the time to explore and conquer those new areas. For now it's kingfish season, and I'm pretty sure I know where the fish are, and now it's just a matter of spending the time to catch them. We're coming into the most amazing time of year. Dust off your fishing gear and get out there on the water. You've just seen Colby. Colby caught 2 amazing kingfish, and when he caught his first one he said, "That's the first kingfish I've ever seen in real life. Wow!" But the best comment was when we were driving home, and he talked about 2 days on the water, just relaxing and just almost rebooting himself. Spending sometimes hours, not even talking, just fishing and watching the world pass by. It made him breathe and feel alive, and for me that's why I fish. I almost meditate, just doing and not thinking. Really it should be compulsory then, for all of us to find ourselves in nature at least a couple of times a week, to let our bodies absorb our natural surroundings and become one with nature. Putting your fingers in the soil that you came from and just living. I can't thank you enough for taking the time to watch the Lateral Line and letting Nathan and I live our best life. Thank you very much.